So I'm currently sitting at Lake Powell, and I should be underwater right now. The white lines on the cliffs over there, those are calcium deposit lines, kind of like bathtub rings. And this isn't a lake, this is a reservoir. This is where people get their water, and it is dropping an inch a day.
Well, welcome back into Pattern. Millions of Americans are facing a seemingly endless drought. And as you just saw, it has dangerous impacts on the Colorado River system.
Yeah, so we've got Vanessa Keating started sharing those drastic changes with her social media followers. And now she's planning to actually hike the Colorado River Basin to bring awareness to the issue. It's something that caught the eye of meteorologist Molly McCullum.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
I saw her on social media. I've been following Vanessa for a while, so I'm pretty excited for you to hear her story.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. So Vanessa is actually joining us today. We appreciate you taking the time to join us. So just start with the basics. You know, when do you start your hike, and more importantly, how long is it going to take you?
So the hike is going to take me probably about 5 to 8 months. It's 1,600 miles long, and I start later this week.
And a lot of people might not think, they're like, oh, the Colorado River, it's just in Colorado.
No, it runs through 7 states.
so you got to kind of break down. I was just thinking of the logistics. I don't know where you're starting specifically, but when you get in it, for those who have ever been to the Grand Canyon, I mean, it is a cliff. It is sheer down. And so you're going to be hiking, trying to, I'm assuming, hike toward the water's edge. But are you having to climb out of the canyon and go back in? Is it going to be kind of treacherous?
So it is going to be treacherous, but I'm bringing my dog, so it's got to be safe for him. Unfortunately, we do have to go around the national parks. So the cliffy part is, I have about 80 miles at a time without water. So.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
So
Now you got to store water.
You know, she's hiking to bring awareness to the water crisis, but there are times that, you know, Vanessa, you're going to be hiking that you don't even have water.
Yeah.
So what does this particular hike, what does it mean to you?
I just want to be one of the people that are shouting for a change with this river, because it stops about 60 miles shy of the ocean. So something has to be done.
What are you hoping people will take away from this hike?
That we have to do better, that this is just the canary in the mine, because climate change is accelerating, because things aren't changing, and we're seeing more and more droughts spread across the country, and this is going to happen again and again.
Have you done, I'm just curious, there's a lot of, you know, historical stuff when it comes to the Colorado River. Have you looked up any of like John Wesley Powell's excursions back in the day? And now that we've got all these dams, I mean, how much different it really is?
It has changed everything. And Powell actually said not to do agriculture and make the desert this big oasis because it can't handle it.
That's exactly right. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, it's interesting history there. So you're originally from Florida, Vanessa, and that's a place that, you know, doesn't really have problems with water. And at times it's, you know, you have too much water. So what was it like when you moved to a place where all of a sudden there wasn't enough water to support everybody that lives there?
It was a culture shock. You know, I'd never imagined that I would live in a place, you know, that had drought, because drought is something that happens in other places. It doesn't happen in your backyard. So my entire life changed. You know, we had rules about how, you know, when to water, how to wash our dishes, when to flush. And it was totally different.
How did you prepare for this? This is a huge hike that you're doing. Did you train? You know, what was a little bit of your process like?
So I've worked really hard with foraging. I've been living in a van for 3 years, almost 4 years full time. And so learning my survival skills by just being out and away from society.
Vanessa Keating, where can people watch your journey?
So I do have a TikTok. It's Nomad Diaries. And then I also have an Instagram that's the same.
All right. Well, hopefully you'll check in with us if it's not too much of a bother.
And finding service can be difficult
well,
at
times.
times.
That too. Minor detail, minor detail. Vanessa Keating, best of
beautiful.
luck. And if she's not able to join us during, then perhaps after she can come back and let us know.
Absolutely.
It's going to be amazing. I mean, just getting rafting the Colorado River is hard enough. Some people have to wait a year to do that, so to be able to trek down there and see some of the stuff that hasn't
One
been
thing
seen.
that I think about too, you know, what she's doing is just the solitude factor. She's going to be by herself for so long.
At least she has her dog, which is good, right?
Yeah.
All right.